So good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Can I get a response so that we can start off? Pavan, not able to see the comments. Yeah, Neha Reddy, good evening. So let's start off then. So a warm welcome to day 4 of IS Baba's live mentorship and daily targets, which is a special feature of our special program, that is ILP, Integrated Learning Program, a self-study program, IS Baba's biggest online flagship program, which has given us great results. So this year we have come up with this new feature to bring in that 3 most important things that is required for you to crack this exam. Accountability, consistency, and most importantly the application of thoughts. And I hope you have watched the morning video, and the target or the topics that you should be covering today is fundamental rights from all the way from article 19 till 20, I think 24, right, till the exploitation, right to exploitation. So after that, tomorrow you'll be covering from 25 till article 35. So that is the daily targets, and I also explained what are the topics that you need to emphasize on in the morning video. I hope you have watched that. So with that, let's start off with today's topics. Fine. So yeah, so today is day 4. Sorry. Yeah, today is day 4. The topics are articles, fundamental rights, article 19 to 24. So from tomorrow onwards, this particular session will be confined only to those people who are part of our mentorship program, which is our part of ILP program. So only for those people it will be accessible and available. So whatever your doubts are with respect to polity or any other subject for that matter, or overall UPSC preparation as such, please do ask me. Probably today will be my last live session of this month probably. I don't know, I'm not sure whether I'll be taking any more live sessions later, but still, whatever your doubts are, please, it need not be necessary that it should be confined to polity only, any other subjects for that matter, or your entire UPSC preparation as such. Fine. Yeah, with that we'll go with article 19 to 24. So initially I'll be taking up, so I hope you all know that this is a mentorship initiative that we have done. It is not a regular class room program. So wherein daily I'll be giving you the targets that should be studied on that day, and to keep a track of that, whether what you have studied, is it in line with the demand of the exam. So that is the reason the PYQs are taken, and I go explaining. So that is how this particular initiative goes. Fine. So coming to the first question, which one of the following factors constitutes the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? Fine. This is the first question. Here, right, how would you rate this particular question? Do you think it is easy, moderate, or difficult? How would you rate this question? And after this prelims questions, as you all know, we will move on to the mains part of it, right? I'll be discussing a few mains questions related to today's topic. Yeah, how do you rate this, easy, moderate, or difficult? Fine, then I would say it is around moderate level. For some people it can even be difficult because they need to understand the terms given here. So committed bureaucracy, whenever I use the word committed, when I say I am committed to this person, say when I say I am committed to my goals, it's a positive term. But when it comes to this particular term called committed judiciary, most of the students got it wrong here because of this particular word, committed judiciary. Right, so it is more than it. So committed judiciary is nothing but the judiciary which is committed to the policies of the government, which interprets things which is favorable to the government of the day. So in fact, that year when this question had come, it was I think Meghalaya High Court ka judge, that is Sen. Yeah, Mr. Sen. He had given a judgment wherein he had cancelled the domicile certificate of a person called Rana there, and he went on to even say that whatever the judgment and interpretation that has been given can be sent, the Assistant Solicitor General was told that it can be even given to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Home Minister, right, to all of them. So he made a statement such that and also the decision was more favorable to the government of the day, and he had also said he was indirectly had favored even CAA as such. So because of which this term was had come. Not only this was famously put up during the time of Indira Gandhi ji. So Indira Gandhi's time also it was put, especially during the emergency time. So what happened during that time was, people, the judges who did not toe the line of the government, they were immediately transferred to a different place, and even they did not get promoted as such. So all this was happening. So only those people who, those judges who were committed to the policies of the government or to the decisions taken by the government, they were put in place. So that is what is the meaning of committed judiciary. So obviously in a liberal democracy, if there are three powers, that is executive, legislature and judiciary, if two of them get together, so it is not at all the right thing to happen. So this particular this is wrong. Centralization of powers, of course, this anything of concentration of powers is not good in a democratic setup. So this is also gone. Elected government, elected government, there's no guarantee. Elected government is a bedrock for democracy, but there's no guarantee that the majoritarianism view will not be imposed on the minoritarianism view. So that is the reason this is also not an answer. Finally, it is the separation of powers, which I've already mentioned, the executive, legislature, because only then each one of them can be accountable to the other. Or else what happens when all the powers are concentrated on a single body, then it becomes like it leads to more authoritarian kind of rule, right? So this is the answer, right? Any doubts in this particular question? Then let's move on to the next one. So which one of the following reflects the nicest appropriate relationship between law and liberty? So again, what kind of what level is this question? Is it easy, moderate or difficult? And also what is the answer for this? Yeah, can anyone answer? Meenakshi, Neha? Anyone who wants to answer this question, and what level is it? Difficult, moderate, easy? Yeah, Arshad says difficult. Yes, of course, it was a difficult question. 2018 question, it was a difficult question because it is more to do with the conceptual understanding. So it talks about law at one end and liberty at the other. So you need to understand what is liberty. The constitution is also provided that yes, a person has a liberty to expression, thought, right, action. But it doesn't mean that the person has a liberty to do as what he desires to. So this is the final difference that you need to understand. Yes, the liberty, when we live in a society, when there's a lot of people living together, when I say one person ka liberty can hamper or hurt or damage the liberty of the other person. So that we have to be careful during that time. So that is the reason. For example, say suppose there are no laws at all. When there are no laws at all, what will it lead to? Everybody wants to do as that person wishes to. So basically what will this lead to? This will lead to chaos. So obviously there should be a reasonable restriction on each individual's liberty, because when there's a reasonable restriction on each individual's liberty, then the other person can exercise his liberty. So that is the meaning of it. So this becomes very important. So when there are too many laws, it leads to chaos as such. So if there are more laws, there is less liberty. There's nothing like that, right? In fact, it can be times where there is more laws, liberty can also prevail like that. So this is not the answer for that. If there are no laws, there is no liberty. So this particular statement is the answer for this particular question, because say suppose there are no laws, obviously when there are no laws, then there is no liberty, because this leads to chaos. So this is the argument here. So the answer for this is B for Bangalore. If there is liberty, laws have to be made by the people. So obviously this is outrightly a wrong statement, because if each one will have their own choice, or each one will come up with their own laws. If laws are changed too often, liberty is in danger. So in all the four things, the most appropriate one is if there are no laws, there is no liberty. Fine, because this particular statement and the first statement, there's no statistics or any founding that this will lead to less liberty. Clear? Any doubts here? Any doubts in this particular question? Any doubts? Shall we move on to the next question? Meenakshi, Divya, Neha, shall we move on to the next question? Any doubts? Yeah. Consider the following statement in respect to Bharat Ratna and Padma awards. So this question again, is it easy, moderate or difficult? Yeah, this particular question, is it easy, moderate or difficult? See, this is a fact-based question. So either you know the question or you do not. I mean, either you know the answer or do not know the answer. That is how this particular question works out. Because it says Bharat Ratna because see, again, this is related to Article 18, which talks about titles. There should be abolition of titles. See, here if you know the facts, it becomes easy. If you are not aware of the facts, then this question becomes moderate to difficult level. So that is how it works out. Because this particular question, Padma award, which was instituted in the year and were suspended only once. So of course, with using the extreme statement, people would have said this is wrong. Obviously, it has been suspended twice. The number of Bharat Ratna award is restricted to a maximum of 5 in a year. Again, not many people know this. It is actually restricted to 3. And Padma awards is restricted to 120. Fine, and that excludes the posthumous awards then given to NRIs, all that. So this is how it is. So any award for that matter, one is you need to know what is the objective of the award, what is given with the award, any monetary as such or any momentum as such, and for what reason it is given, right? So these are the things that you need to know when you are reading about awards. And Bharat Ratna and Padma awards are titles under, there are no such titles. Because all this, they cannot be used as prefix and suffix. Only titles that you can carry is during the military, the military distinction like mayor, major, all that, or academic distinction when they give you doctorate as such, right? So the answer for this is, which of the above statements are not correct? So this is not correct, this is not correct, this is not correct. So the answer is 1, 2 and 3. Fine. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? Shall we move on to the next question? Please let me know whenever you are having a doubt. Please put your message there. I'll definitely read out and I'll come back to that. Clear? So this one, which one of the following best defines the term state? In fact, if you go to when you start reading fundamental rights, Article 12 talks about what the definition of state. Then 13 talks about law, all that, right? And 14 it talks about right to equality. It goes like that. So when you say it is a state, it should have actually 4 elements. What are those 4 elements? It should have people, it should have a territory, it should be an independent government, or it should be a sovereign nation, no, it should be a sovereign country, and then it should have a political setup, a political organization. So these are the 4 elements it should actually have. Fine. So when we read, keeping all these 4 things in mind, the people, territory, sovereignty or an independent nation, and political organization, if all the 4 things are there, then that is the definition of state. So that is the reason I've told you earlier as well. Please try to understand the terms properly. What is a law? What is a state? What is a constitutional body? What is the difference between fundamental rights, civil rights, human rights? So all these things are very, very important to especially the philosophical part of the constitution. A community of persons permanently, so people are there, occupying a territory is there, independent, that is sovereignty is there, organized government is there. So the first answer is A for Ahmedabad. Clear? Then of course here political, here again political is there, territory is there, maintain law and protecting the natural rights. See here people is not there. See here organization is there, territory is there, sovereignty, and about people it is not mentioned. So this is how you can come to this answer. See, Arshad says we are forgetting the articles. How can we save? See, as I said, don't try to remember the articles for the first time. When you're reading, try to understand what each article is trying to convey. And when you're reading for the second, third time, automatically you will try to remember articles. See, even I've stopped reading. It's been a quite number of years that I've left reading polity as such. But I still remember there are very important articles like say Article 110, 111, 112. 323A, 323B, 324, right? Then any article from all the way from Article 12 to 35 becomes important for me. So that is how I need to know. Not every article, say there are 400 articles or 450 articles or 395 articles, doesn't mean that I need to remember every article as such. They are only relevant articles that you will understand when you go through the PYQs as well. Right, so you will understand which article to remember, which article not to remember. But when you are reading for it for the first time, please don't try to emphasize on remembering things. This not only applies to polity subject, but also any subject that you read, be it polity, economics, geography, science and tech, environment for that matter. I hope I have cleared your doubt, Harshad. Vaishnavi, the answer is not B, the answer is A for this, because I said these are the 4 attributes a state should have. Okay, any other doubts you guys have? Neha, Meenakshi, Arshad, Vaishnavi, any doubts? Shall we move on to the next question? See, when you say political organization, it is just a government as such. Sovereign, political organization is just, it can be BJP, it can be NPA, it can be NDA, it can be BSP. These are just political organizations, right? So when I say when you say sovereign government, basically it means it has autonomy. It is independent of the external and the internal forces. It can take calls according to it. In fact, if you had attended my yesterday's class, you will understand what is the meaning of sovereignty. I've explained it in detail. So just go through in the first 2-3 sessions that I've taken. You will get a clarity here. Fine. Or even it can also mean a political organization, anything that is funded by the political party. So that also it can be. Fine. Any other doubts? Basically, sovereign, as I said, it can take independent calls. It has an autonomy to take calls, internal factors or the external factors, be it whatever the foreign countries are coming up with policies or internally whatever is happening, it can take calls. Yeah. Which article of the Constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry of one's choice? Which article is this? It's a very easy question. What is the answer for this? What is the answer for this? Right to marry. I have mentioned about Article 21 earlier as well, that it has one of the widest interpretations, right? It has one of the widest interpretations. A lot of things from right to livelihood to right to have right to health, everything comes here. So Article 21 has a wider interpretation here. And in fact, the case is, I think it is Lata versus Union of India or Lata versus UP state. So there's a case that wherein the Supreme Court or that particular High Court says that right to marry is an integral part of right to life. Clear? Let's move on to the next question. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part. Right to privacy, part of right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following in the Constitution of India correctly and appropriately imply the above statement? Again, right to privacy is, which article is this? Srinidhi, is it B? You have mentioned B. B is, I think, are you talking about the previous question? What is the answer for this particular question? It's again a very easy question. The Article 21 is the answer for this. Right to privacy also comes under right to life. Fine. Anyway, in the mains question, we'll be discussing in detail on what are the different interpretations by the Supreme Court on right to life. Yeah, it is C. Yeah, you are right. Article 21. Which of the following are envisaged by the right against exploitation in the Constitution of India? So what is the answer for this? Srinidhi, Neha, Meenakshi, Divya, Vaishnavi. Right? Anybody can answer this particular question. Which of the following are envisaged by the right against exploitation in the Constitution of India? That I have told you that Article 14 to 18 is about right to freedom, 19 to right to equality, 14 to 18, 19 to 22 it is right to freedom. Then from 23, 24 and 25 is related to right against exploitation. 23 and 24, 25 to 28 is right to freedom. 29 and 30 is right to minorities. Right. So here, when I talk about abolition of trafficking, yes, and forced labor, Article 23. Abolition of untouchability, this comes under right to freedom, Article 14 to 18. Protection of interests of minorities comes under Article 29. So minorities is related to 29 and 30. Prohibition of employment of children, this is Article 24. So these are the two articles, that is 1 and 4. So the answer is C. Okay, any doubts here? I think after this we will be moving on to the mains question. Any doubts in the prelims questions? Any kind of doubts? Any doubts, Divya, Neha, Srinidhi, Vaishnavi? Any doubts here? Shall we move on to the mains question? Yeah. So the Constitution of India is a living, so the Constitution is a keyword here, is a living instrument with capabilities of enormous dynamism. It is a constitution made for a progressive society. Illustrate. What do you mean by illustrate? Illustrate means give examples with special references to the expanding horizons, right to life and personal liberty. So it is talking about Article 21. So one is, it is talking about, it is saying that the Constitution itself, it's a living document because it is adapting to the present times, all that, and it is also leading to a progressive society. This is the first statement made, and later it says with examples you substantiate with respect to Article 21. So how will I start my answer here? Any guesses here? Anybody wants to try? I'll give you a few seconds, you can tell me what will come in the introduction, or how will I write my introduction here. Yeah? How will I write my introduction here? See, either I can start off with what Article 21 itself says, right? I can start off with Article 21, it provides for right to life and personal liberty as provided by the procedure established by the law. So this is what I'll be starting with the introduction. Or I can even talk about the Constitution itself, how it is a living document, because it is actually adapting to the changing conditions, societal conditions, the social norms, the advancement in technology, all that. So I can write a statement on that as well, because and also I can support it with the role of Supreme Court here, because especially when it talks about right to life and personal liberty, it is the role of Supreme Court in interpreting Article 21, because then from the narrow definition of Article 21, which talks about right to life and liberty, it has gone to giving it a broader or a wider view to Article 21. So that is what I'll be writing here, right? Because Supreme Court has interpreted it a lot many times, and that narrow interpretation of Article 21 has been expanded, and that is what we'll be writing in the body. So the first two paras will be talking about Article 21, about the Constitution, about the Supreme Court, because this is what actually has led to the growth of the society, and especially it is making it a progressive society, right? Then find in the body, after the two paragraphs, third part, I can bring in different dimensions of right to, like for example, right to life, right to livelihood. So first example I can take is right to livelihood. Right. So right to livelihood, there was this case versus Oligis. I just forgot this particular name. It starts with O. I'm not able to recollect that actually. So it starts with Olius Telis, something like that. I'm not sure. Please search on that. It has two letters. One is O and the other one is T. Olius Telis, I think. Olgis Telis or Olius Telis. So versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, 1985. So this particular case says that right to livelihood is an essential part of right to life. So here, as I said, from the narrow definition of this particular Article 21, it has given a broader explanation with respect to this particular case. I think it is Olius Telis or Olgis Telis. Please search on this. Versus Bombay Municipal Corporation 1985 Act. It talks about right to livelihood as becoming a very integral part, because without right to livelihood, that is, you are trying to earn something for your day-to-day needs. Obviously, with that, the right to life will not be granted in full. That is what it is trying to say. Then right to livelihood is there. Then we can talk about right to lead your life with dignity and make your personal decisions. Independency in making personal choices. So this is the other angle. So one is with respect to right to livelihood. The second thing is right to lead your life with dignity and make personal choices. So here I can give an example of Navtej Singh Johar case. So what is this Navtej Singh Johar case related to? So what is Navtej Singh Johar case related to? Anybody knows it? It talks about which section? Anybody can answer this? Yeah? Navtej Singh Johar. Yeah, this is related to section 377. Section 377, decriminalization of same-sex marriages. Right? So it said that every individual has their right to make a call, whom to marry, whom to stay with, whether it is the same sex or a different sex, all that. So that dignity should be maintained. So this is what Navtej Singh Johar case talks about. Or even there is this common case 2018, wherein it talks about ending your life with dignity. So the Supreme Court said that you can end your life with dignity. So it gave permission for that passive euthanasia, but it should be monitored or supervised under very strict controls, and the person has the right to live his life with dignity, that is, die with dignity. So this particular common cause case, so 2018. So these two things I can put under right to dignity and personal choices. Then I can bring in there is this right to health care, right to health. So even right to health is also a part of Article 21. So right to health, so the Supreme Court in one of the cases, it has said that it is related to the West Bengal government. So it is said that the citizens of the country should be given given access to affordable medicines and or health care. So this is what this particular case talks about. Then I can also go to environment angle. H.C. Mehta case. I think it's H.C. Mehta 2000. I think I don't remember the year. I think it is 1987. H.C. Mehta case. In H.C. Mehta case, it says that right to pollution-free environment. Right to pollution-free environment. This is very much essential for a person to lead his life with dignity. Right? And also, as somebody has mentioned, right to privacy. I can talk also about Case Puttaswamy case. Case Puttaswamy case. So this is related to right to privacy, which is an integral part of Article 21 again, right? Especially against any kind of data breaches, any kind of surveillance, tapping of the phones, where strict protocols have been laid. Or even it talks about doctrine of proportionality. Proportionality basically means whatever if at all the other data or some other data is taken by the government, and it says that it is used only for transferring the money for the targeted beneficiary, then it has to be used only for sending the money itself, not for any other purposes. So this is what it means. Clear? So these are the cases, and these are the different dimensions that you can bring in into this particular answer. Clear? Okay, somebody has mentioned HCA Mehta case 2007. Just check out once. I'm not very sure about the year. I think it is 1987. It talks about environment. So these are the different dimensions: environment, health, dignity, personal, what do you say, taking a call on your personal choices, right? All this can be the examples that you can mention here. And finally you can end up with saying how the Supreme Court has time and again interpreted according to the changing societal norms and conditions, and how it has laid a foundation, and how this Article 21 is acting as a safeguard for a progressive society, how the Supreme Court is actually protecting the rights of the people through the Article 21. So all this can be the conclusion here. Fine. Any other doubts you have here? Any other points that you want to add in this particular question? Yeah? Fine. There are no doubts? Okay. Right of movement and residence. So this question, right to movement of residence throughout the territory, freely available in the Indian citizens, but these rights are not absolute. This was explained in yesterday's session that I have taken. Please refer to that session. I have Article 19D and E. It talks about Article 19D and E. I have explained in detail with all the examples. So please go through this particular question. Even in the next question, what do you understand by the concept of freedom of speech and expression? You are to mention about Article again 19 here, and it talks about 19A. And why do films in India stand on slightly different plane? Does it cover hate speeches also? Again, these two questions I have explained it yesterday itself. So in the day 3 of mentorship, I have already covered these two questions. So these are the 3 questions that actually falls from Article 19 to Article 24, and I have covered all of them. So for these 2 particular questions with examples, with lot of cases, I have explained it in the yesterday's session. Please look into it. Yeah. Arshad says, sir, in mains answers, can we write way forward and conclusion both, or can we write whichever one? Say one of them would do. For me, in fact, way forward is also kind of conclusion, because you're giving a way ahead. That is, you're trying to suggest what should be the next step taken. So that is also your conclusion. So suggestion, way forward, you can use different terms. It all means one and the same. So for all those like who are little bit confused with the keywords like discuss, illustrate, critically analyze, all that, right? Please watch my video. It's called Aware Answer Writing Redefined. Just give Aware series by Mohan sir, IS Baba. You will get these videos on entire. There are 7 to 8 videos that I think it's 6 videos I've done on exclusively on answer writing. So there's a playlist. You can go through it. All your doubts related to answer writing will be clear. Yeah. Any other doubts you guys have? Not only with polity, anything that is related to UPSC preparation, you want to ask, do ask. Any doubts? Anything else you guys want to ask me? Any difficulties that you are facing? In fact, for all those who are a little worried about prelims, we are coming up with this another famous program, the most again a result oriented program for prelims exclusive, that is PEP prelims exclusive program. So it will be launched very shortly. You can just go through the video also, you can go through the write-up, and if you are really interested, you can enroll for that program as well. That is only related to prelims PEP, and you can check, you can take the feedback from your friends, your seniors, all that. It has got a great feedback about this particular program PEP, which is targeted only for prelims. Again, we have come up with many new features, and again, as all of you know, that mentorship is the strong foundation for IS Baba. That is our USP, and we have tried to inculcate the same thing that we are doing for ILP, even in PEP, wherein the daily mentorship happens. So make the best use of it. Yeah, Meenakshi says how to remember all the cases. As I said, read it with the context. Initially, it is going to be difficult, but don't worry. When you revise the same thing for the second time or third time, you'll automatically remember it. Fine. And even one case per the one dimension, that is enough. You need to understand what is the essence of it. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? Anything else? Okay then, if there are no doubts, then wish you all the best. Do well. There are only few months, that is I think 5 months left for the prelims exam. Obviously the last month we would not be counting. Say till April, if I take it, like 6 months left. Make the best use of the initiative. Vaishnavi says, sir, a sweet writing for current affairs related topic. I didn't get that. A sweet writing answer. Okay, I think it's answer writing for current affairs related. See, the answer writing remains the same, whether it is for your GS1 or your current affairs 2, 3, whatever it is. That is the reason I've said, please look into this Aware series, Vaishnavi. Everything related to answer writing, you'll get a lot of clarity. Aware series, that is answer writing redefined by Mohan sir on YouTube. You type that and you'll get a playlist of 5 to 6 videos where everything about answer writing, all the way from the myths and when you should start writing an answer, to the difference between presentation, presenting an answer, structuring an answer, value addition in an answer. Everything I've explained in detail. It's just an art. Once you get an hang of it in one particular paper, you'll start writing the same in others. So try to see, again, everything is divided into 3 parts: the intro, body and conclusion. That will remain the same. Fine, then I hope you've enjoyed all the 4 sessions that I've taken in this week. Just go through it. If you guys have missed, please enjoy, go through it. There are 2 videos in each day, so there are total 8 videos. You will get a clarity, and if you really want more support, you can enroll for the S-Ilp program, or if you want to do it on your own, keep these 4 videos as a base, and from then you should build it up. Divya, how to contact for Kannada literature? Please put us a mail on support@isbaba.com for any queries. The team will get in touch with you. Anything else? Okay then. Wish you all the best, and again, wish you good luck. Thank you.